Hello, welcome to Stamp Designs with Denise. I'm Denise Johnson, an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up in Bedford, New Hampshire. Thank you for watching my creative card making videos, either live on Facebook, the Facebook replays, or the YouTube replays. Your likes and comments help me build my business and allow me to bring you these free stamping videos. If you comment on this video, either on Facebook or YouTube, I choose a winner from each of those two sites to win the cards that I've made for the week. Last week, these were the cards that I made. I used one layout and I made 3 different cards using that one layout. So you can go back on either Facebook or YouTube and see those videos that I made. And the winners from last week were on Facebook was Sharon Burpee, and the YouTube winner is Yolanda Yagla. I hope I'm saying that right. I apologize if I am not saying your name correctly. I have Sharon's address, so I will stick those in the mail this week to her. Wanda, I do not have your mailing address, so if you want to send me a private message at stampdesigns@comcast.net, I will get those in the mail to you. I'll put a little note on Facebook on your comment as well to remind you. So thank you both for commenting and watching, and everybody else for commenting. Keep those comments coming, and you will be entered weekly for the raffle to win the cards that I am making. You can visit my blog, stampdesignswithdenise.net, if you are looking for more pictures, the measurements, or product links for any of the cards that I make. If you're a customer of mine and you place an order with me, I will send out a PDF file each month that you order with me that contains exclusive card recipes and pictures that my fellow demonstrators have made and put together exclusively for people that order with us. So I am going to get my camera turned around and we're going to start our video. Today's theme is Valentine's, not Valentine's. And so I will be making some cards that you can use for that holiday, or you could just use to send someone some love. So let's get some housekeeping stuff out of the way first. The Little Loves boxes, which is a paper pumpkin add-on, is still available for purchase. I did a paper pumpkin alternative video the other day that is posted. However, I didn't have these little boxes at that time, so I just wanted to show you what they were. They come in this packaging. It's called the Sending Hearts add-on. You order that through the Stampin' Up website. It had these little snail die cuts. It had some I have stamped these. I stamped thank you on those, but anyways, they're blank when you get them. And so I used the stamp set that came with the paper pumpkin for the Be Mine and the Hi Valentine. And then I wanted to make a few little thank you boxes to give to people. So I found the thank you in a different stamp set. So I just wanted to show you these little boxes really quick. If you get them, what you're going to want to do first is score all of the folds on the box. And then it's not hard, it just takes a little bit of, you need both hands. You need to fold in both hands, fold in both sides, fold in these little tabs, and then this folds over and pops right into that little hole there and then holds it closed. So again, not hard to do, just will definitely require both hands to do it. So, and then you have your little box. So I wasn't quite sure when I ordered them what the size was. So I did want to show you that I have 2 little Reese's Hearts in here. My husband's favorite is Reese's, so I had to buy those for him. And then I also had Dove. I like the Dove, and I didn't realize it when I bought them, but they say truth or dare on them. So these are kind of fun for Valentine's Day. And I tried to fit 3 in there, but 3 will not fit. So those fit in there. And I also tried to put some Hershey Kisses in them, but the Hershey Kisses are too tall, the points. You can't close the box. So I just wanted to give you an idea of what type of treats you could put in there. If you're giving them to students or young, you could probably get a couple different of those fun erasers or something would fit in there. So those are the little love boxes. And then the paper pumpkin that is currently available is the Bouquet of Hope. And in this time, we would encourage you to send, if you're making cards, encourage you to send cards to the people around you that you know are struggling with what's going on in the world, and send some uplifting and happy thoughts to them. We are in the midst of celebration right now where you can earn free products with your purchases. And there are 3 different ways to do this. You can either shop yourself with every $50 or $100 that you spend. You can choose products. And I have this picture on my blog, which will show you the level 1s, which all come with a $50 purchase for free. You can choose one of those. Or level 2 is if you spend $100, you can choose one of these level 2 products. And then if you host a party, or if you spend $300 yourself, no judging, I have done this myself sometimes, you can earn this Punch Party stamp set for free. So if you're interested in any of these, please reach out. If you're unsure about any of these products, then, or about this celebration, then please reach out to me, and I'm happy to help you navigate all the information. And then you can also join Stampin' Up and be a member of my team. I would love for you to do that. There's many benefits to joining my team. I am part of a much larger group called Wheel Ink on It Stampers, and we have a lot of fun things that we do every single month. There's a private Facebook page for that. And you will also get free access to the Stamp Happy Academy if you are on my team. And this is a brand new site that has just started with Dina Ricow, Kelly Atchison, and Barb Mulliken. And for being on my team, I get access to the Stamp Happy Academy, and you would too. So if you're interested in this, please, again, reach out to me, and I'm happy to talk to you about this. Okay, now let's have some fun. So for our cards today, the first card I'm making is a Valentine's Day card, but you could choose, you should make it into an anniversary card or a wedding, or just to let somebody know that you are thinking of them. So these are the cards that I made first, and this uses the Heart Punch Pack, which is in the annual catalog. So it has this one regular heart, and then the other heart is a scallop. And the sentiment comes from A Wish for Everything, which sort of covers all of your holidays: Valentine's, Halloween, anniversary, birthday, Mother's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Thanksgiving, and then there's a few sentiments that go along with those. And so each of these stamps is individual, so you can make them into any wish that you want. It does come with this coordinating die, so all of the major holidays have a die cut that you could die cut out. And so what I did for my background is I actually used this Dress to Impress, and I used this sort of washed out stamp, and then I used these little dots. But I thought, if you don't have this stamp set, or you don't have a similar stamp set, there's got to be another way that you can do this. So I'm going to show you what I ended up doing for this to sort of recreate this card without that stamp set. So our pieces today is my card base is the thick 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I have a layer of the basic white that is 5 1/4 by 4. And then these are my two pieces of scrap that I'm going to use to punch out the heart. This paper is from the Flower in Field, and this is one of the Sale-A-Bration items that you can get for free with a $50 purchase. So, did I put those other 3 cards away? I did. So all of these 3 cards use that same designer series paper, and then my background heart was just one of these coordinating colors that I chose. And what else do I have? So this is a 1/2 inch basic white. This is for my sentiment. And then I have my envelope, and then I have a piece of the designer series paper, which I'm going to use to decorate the envelope with. So let's start by doing our background. I'm gonna burnish my card base and then actually set that aside. I'm not stamping on that. I'm stamping on my basic white layer. So I have a sponge and I have the Misty Moonlight ink. So let me bring my sample in here that I'm working off of. So what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of this Misty Moonlight ink to sort of create this wash back here. So I want it kind of light. I might have picked up too much ink, and I just kind of want to come in and add a little bit of color back here in the back, down in that corner. And that's all I want to do for that. And then in order to get the dots, if I don't have that stamp that stamps the dots, I have the Stampin' Up marker, and I am going to take the brush tip and I'm actually going to flick it at my paper, and it's going to give me a splattering of those dots. So I think you can see that. So, I mean, not the same, different look, but the same, same type of idea by doing it that way. So, set this aside, we don't need this. And then I'm going to stamp my sentiment. So like I said, this 1/2 inch scrap is for my sentiment. And I'm going to say Happy Valentine's Day. So I have those mounted on my thing. And I tried, because they're 3 individual stamps, I tried to line them up straight, use the Stamparatus to try and get them straight. And I kept, my distance between them looked funny, or they weren't quite lined up the way I liked them. And so I decided that I'm going to just stamp each individual word and then use my scissors and cut them out, and then just mount them on there, and then I can make them straight myself and do them any way that I want to do them. So we'll just use my paper snips. And then I wanted them narrower, so I'm going to cut them on the top and bottom as well. So those are all set for my card. And then before I put my ink away, I do want to do my inside sentiment. So the inside sentiment comes from that A Wish for Everything stamp set, and it says, just a little reminder that you are loved. So that doesn't even have to be a Valentine's Day sentiment. You could send that to somebody at any time. Okay, now we're gonna do our punches. So this is the Misty Moonlight scrap, and I'm doing this in the scallop heart. Both these punches come in the same set. It's a pack. You buy the both of them. So let's see. I want to make sure I have. Maybe we'll just put that one right in the middle. And then let's see. I've attached my hearts together. And use some dimensionals to pop up the heart. Put that on our thing, and then I'm going to use some, let's see, if I do these and cut these, I can make them the width, I want to need it narrow because those are narrower. So making my own dimensional size. There we go. Now get my words. So like I said, you didn't have to do this if you have a stamp set with a different sentiment. It could be an anniversary, a wedding, and anything you needed. But it also makes a very fast, easy Valentine's Day card as well. And there we go. So there's our card. So this is the one I used with that Dress to Impress stamp set, but then this is the one I used with the sponging and the flicking of the marker. Oh, and I have the matte black dots that I'm going to throw on here as well for a little extra added dimension. I'll put that one there. And now for our envelope. This paper is about 2 3/8 by 5 7/8, and then I find that is big enough it will cover this back flap, and so we will attach that there. I like the glue because I can, if I don't get it quite lined up just right, I can then slide it a little bit. It gives me a little bit of leeway there on my matching up to the edge. And then I just come around and I trim this off. And there we go. There we have our matching envelope for our heart card. Oh, you know what? I wanted something for the inside. I had these out as well. These are little heart charms. So they're just little silver metallic charms, and I wanted to put this on the inside of here. So what I would do is get out a glue dot and I'm actually going to, it's kind of big right now and I don't want it to show when I put it on there, so I'm going to kind of scrunch it up. And the back side of these hearts are flat, the front side is rounded. I'm going to stick that on there. And then I'm going to get another one. Put that on the other side. And put that right there on my inside of my card for a little sparkle on the inside. So that's our first card done. That went together pretty fast and easy. Let me set that aside and I will get our next card out. So for this card, actually for the next 3 cards that I'm making, we're using this Lots of Heart bundle. So it comes with the Lots of Heart stamp set, and then it comes with the Many Hearts dies, and this has a lot of different dies, shapes, and flowers, hearts. So for this card, I'm going to be using the Oso Ombre Designer Series paper, which is one of the free Sale-A-Bration items you can get with a $50 product purchase. It comes in these 4 colors and then has 2 different patterns, and it is 6 by 6. Let's look at my card base is Rococo Rose, 8.5 by 5.5, is scored at 4 1/4. I have 2 layers of the basic white. Sorry, we're on basic white now. The Whisper White is no longer available. It is 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have some of these, the Rococo Rose color of that Oso Ombre. I have the one with the dots, and then I have the other one that just goes lighter to darker without a pattern on it. So this one I'm going to use for the envelope. We're going to do the same thing we did with our first envelope, is attach it to the flap. And then I have already die cut all the pieces out using my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for this card. So using a sheet of this paper, I die cut out this row of hearts 4 times. So as you can see, as it goes up, it gets darker. It starts light and it goes darker. So we're going to attach that to the front of my card. And then I used the heart die and I die cut out this heart shape. And then there is also a die in there that cuts out these X's and little hearts, and I used the negative of those. And this is, let me see, this is 5 1/8 by 2 1/4. And then I cut out another piece of this Oso Ombre paper, and this is 3/4 by 2 3/8. So this is going to get layered on there. And I think this was just an extra piece of paper that I didn't need. So because these are so thin and it's really hard to get glue on them without making a mess, I use the adhesive sheets and they come 6 by 9, but they're cut down the middle so they, you can use like a 3-inch piece and then you can cut them the size that you need them. And what I do is one side is peel it off is sticky. You stick it on your paper and then you would use your die and die cut it. And then you peel off this and it will stick to whatever piece of paper you want it to stick on. So I love using those adhesive sheets when I have small detailed dies. It makes it so much easier to adhere it to my papers. So we're going to start getting this on our card. So I guess I didn't realize the split was right at the top of the heart, so I'm going to take a few of these off just so that they stick.
Okay. So we're going to get all these down. We're going to go lighter to darker, starting at the bottom here. And they are longer than my piece of paper, so I'll try maybe use like grid lines on my bottom sheet to get them lined up. And then we'll just trim off the extra.
So see how nice they are going on and sticking with those adhesive sheets, and I'm not messing around with glue and having to wait for it to dry. I guess maybe that's another tip you want to do is when you're putting on your adhesive sheets and die cutting them, make sure you're not die cutting over where the sheets are disconnected, because then there's a lot more peeling to do. Okay, clean off my scraps here and get that on there straight as I can. There we go. So then I'm just going to turn it over and I'm going to trim these edges down. So you could do this, I mean, you could do this all in one shade, one color. You could choose different shades of, pink, blue, reds, and do it that way. I've seen it done white on white. It's very pretty. Okay, let's clean up all my stuff out of the way here. And then I have my die cut heart, and we're going to use some dimensionals on those. Pop that up. Put that right here. I'm going to glue these two together. Yep, see, I used a little bit too much glue. It kind of squirted out the top here. Okay, and then we'll use some dimensionals to pop that up. Actually, just one. It's going to, this side is going to fall on my heart, so I'll just use some adhesive on that side of it. Put that right like that. And let me see if I can clean up that glue a little bit. Okay. Now there's no stamping on the front. The front of our card will be like that. And I did actually want to use one of these heart charms again and put that on the front. Let's get my glue dot. And we'll put that right there. And for the inside, I couldn't find where I'd put my stamps. So for the inside, I'm going to stamp this big heart with the coordinating swirls as the front. We're just going to stick that right here on the inside. No, I don't like the way that didn't have nice coverage. So let's ink this up again. And yep, it came out better. And then for our sentiment, this also comes from the Lots of Heart. It says, "You're all heart," and I'm going to stamp that in the basic gray. Right there. And now we will get our card assembled. So this card, if you did all those hearts on the front in white, did the white on white, you could make that into a wedding card. And, you know, again, just send it to someone. You don't have to put the extra charm on there. Send it to a friend. Just let them know you're thinking about them and sending warm thoughts their way. You could do it in, you know, blues or greens or something rather than doing the pinks and the reds for a friendship card. And then lastly, we will do our envelope. And there we go. There is our card and envelope. Let's just admire that card while I clean up and get the stuff out for my next card. Okay, so we have the parts for this. Our card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is our envelope, and then this will be our designer series paper that we use to decorate the envelope with. I have a Magenta Madness layer, and this is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And then a basic white layer, and this is 5 by 3 3/4. So those are going to get layered there. And then I used a Just Jade scrap piece of paper. And this flower vine is from the Many Hearts dies, the set I just used. That's that one there. And then I also used the heart die, which cuts out all these little ones. And I die cut those in the Magenta Madness and the Bumblebee. So this is a great way. This is not going to be a Valentine's Day card. And so I just wanted to show you how this set could be used for non-Valentine. So let me do my stamping first. We're going to use that sentiment from the Lots of Heart set called Scent with Lots of Heart. And we're going to stamp that in the Just Jade. And that is all the stamping that I have on this card. So we're going to attach our die cut, and I am going to use glue for this. I'm just going to use a little bit, try and hit all the edges here. And we'll put this right here. And now my die cut, I attached the adhesive sheets on the back of these and die cut them so that they would be easier to adhere to this. So as you can see, these die cut flowers will match right over what's on this vine die. So they match right up and go right over on that. Let's do a little, that one doesn't have a, I must have missed that one with the adhesive sheet. Here's one. So we'll just keep adding these flowers on. And these 3 colors are from the Current in Color family. So if you're not familiar with that, every year Stampin' Up! Releases 5 in colors, and they make them available for 2 years, and then after 2 years they retire them. But so they just help add some current favorite color schemes to the existing color palette that Stampin' Up! Has. So these include, that first card I made had the Misty Moonlight, and then there's these 3 colors, Magenta Madness, Bumblebee, and Just Jade. And then the 5th color in that in color is cinnamon cider, which is in the brown family. So there we go. So I have all of those hearts, sorry, they're not hearts, all those flowers attached over that vine. And it just sort of makes that pop by adding those flowers on. And I'm going to attach this now. To this Magenta Madness layer. And then this will get attached to our card base. And then I do have some of these pearls that I wanted to add to a few of the flower centers. So we'll do the big one right there on that one. And then one there. And one right there. And then that is our card. I did not do a sentiment or anything on the inside. I'm going to wait and see what the occasion might be that I would want to send this card for, and then I will add a sentiment to the inside. And then we have our envelope. And so this designer series paper is from the In Color 6x6 designer series paper, and this is one of the patterns that you can get for free now if you join Stampin' Up before February 28th. They are giving you free 5 free packs of designer series paper in all the color families. It's a great deal. It's worth over $55. These patterns and papers will be available in the new annual catalog when that comes out in May. But if you would like it now, would like it beforehand, or thinking of joining, you can get it for free now, which is a great bonus for joining. And there we go. There's our coordinating envelope for that card. Okay, let me just do this. Let me see how we're doing on time. I like to keep my videos to an hour, so I've got one more card, so I think I can get that done within the hour. Everything out of my way here. And I think we're done with the charms and that. Okay, so now I'll put this aside. My last card is going to use the, let me find the sheet. This is the designer series paper we're going to use. It's called Paper Blooms. This is another one of the paper packages that you can get for free when you have a $50 product purchase from Stampin' Up. So this is part of Sale-A-Bration. And we have a Night of Navy card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is a Rococo Rose scrap, Seaside Spray scrap, Old Olive scrap, and then let me think, what was this? I think that might have been a scrap piece of paper. Yep, this is a scrap piece of paper. And then this is my envelope. This is the designer series paper that I'm going to use to decorate my envelope with. I have a piece of basic white that I used the Stitched So Sweetly die on and cut out this piece. It is approximately 3 3/4 by 2.5. And then I have a piece of that designer series paper, and this is 5 by 3 3/4. I have a basic white layer that is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So these are going to get layered on here like that. And so I have used some elements from here again, and I have die cut out the bird and the butterfly. And let's see, we're going to, and also the flower. So let's get our stamping done first. And I have Night of Navy. And I'm going to stamp these flowers there. And then I'm also going to stamp them on a scrap piece of paper. Oh, I need my ink still. So using the Night of Navy ink, I'm going to stamp my sentiment. My heart smiles, just thinking about you. So this is another great use for this bundle that is not Valentine's Day. Sorry, I'm gonna get all this stuff. I have Stampin' Blends that I'm gonna use, and then I also have this metallic Seaside Spray ribbon that we're going to use. So I'm going to color this in, and I have Night of Navy, and I'm going to use that on my flower centers. I have Old Olive, and I'm going to do that on the leaves. I'm not doing any shading on this. I think that these like straight line, the way this design is stamped, it doesn't need the shading. I don't want to do the shading. I'm just gonna color them in using these. And then I have Rococo Rose for the flowers. So then I would also color this one in, but through the magic of video, I have already colored that in, and I have die cut this shape out. And so these are all the dies. So this is the die that cut out that flower shape. And then this is the one I used on the Old Olive, and it cuts out these leaf shapes. This is the butterfly that I cut out with the Rococo Rose. And then the bird, this die cuts out the bird and the wing. So we're going to use all of these. Let me get a couple of these Old Olive leaves. And close this up so I don't lose anything. So that's what these scraps were for, so that I could die cut out those shapes. And now we're going to make this card. Did I not? I think I forgot to take out my flower shape. There we go. Now I have all my pieces. So I want to set it up like this. Let's see, we'll put our butterfly here. we're gonna have these flowers coming up through here, and then we'll do my bird, and he'll be sitting on these leaves, sort of there. Okay. So I have my general idea of what I'm doing. So I'm going to put my butterfly, get those flowers there. I'm gonna put these leaves here. That might be a little bit too much glue, but okay. And then my bird, I'm going to pop up on a dimensional. I did get a lot of glue there. Okay, let me get another paper towel here. Pick up some of that. Otherwise my dimensional is not going to stick. Okay. I'm gonna put our bird right here on the leaf. And then what I want to do with the wing is I have a seaside spray, and I just want to add a little bit of dimension to this. So I'm going to come around the edge with the seaside spray to add some color. And that just gives it a little bit of dimension, and then I will use a glue dot and give him his wings. And let's set this aside so that glue dries a little bit. It was a little heavy-handed, and we will attach our and then we're going to put this on our, okay, I'm going to actually do my ribbon first. So this is a trick I've learned, that I like my ribbon to be nice and taut around here. And so this Stampin' Mist bottle is pretty good size for doing this. It works. It makes my loop just the right size. So let's see, left over right, right over left. Nope. There, that looks like a pretty good knot. And then I take it off of here, and I want my knot to be on this side, so I'm going to cut this here. And then I can line it up and attach it on the back. So I'm going to put a little bit of tape no, gave up on me. Apparently this one's up. There it goes. Working. There we go. So this is where I want it. I'm going to tuck it around and attach it to that adhesive I just put on the back. And then my ribbon's nice and tight, and that's what I like, is my ribbon to be nice and tight. And then we're going to attach this right there with some dimensionals. And then we'll attach this to our card base. Okay, it looks like I have gone over my hour, but I'm almost done. And let's decorate our envelope. So I have a January host code if you're interested in placing an order with me in January. I'd appreciate your business. And as I mentioned earlier, I send out an exclusive PDF with projects and cards that you can only see that way, that my fellow demonstrators and I put together for your enjoyment as a thank you for being a customer of mine. And don't forget about Sale-A-Bration. It really is one of the happiest times here. Oh, you know what? I had those pearls I wanted to put on this as well. And I'm thinking I don't remember where I put them. Thought I would have kept them out, but they're probably sitting here right in front of me and I can't see them. Okay, let me bring all of these out here to show you. I will put pearls on this as soon as this video is over. I'm sure I'm going to find them, and I will include them in the pictures on my blog. Again, all of the, here's the first card I made. All of the measurements and pictures for these cards will be on my blog, and you can see it at stampdesignswithdenise.net. And yeah, I don't know where those pearls went. So thank you so much for watching and commenting. I appreciate all of your support, and remember to leave a little sparkle wherever you go.